Hi, AfterBuzzers. Jillian Leff here with Nicci Claspell, who plays the nurse in Romeo and Juliet, Love is a Battlefield. Thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Yeah, happy to be here.
So for those of us who haven't seen the show, can you tell our viewers a little bit about it?
Basically, it is Shakespeare meets Pat Benatar and Tina Turner a little bit. I do sing the one Tina Turner song in the show. So it's bits and pieces of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet interspersed with a lot of Pat Benatar songs. And it's incredible how well they actually fit into the show naturally.
So when I saw the show originally, it kind of brought me back to the first time that I read Romeo and Juliet. Do you remember the first time you read it?
I don't think so. That was so long ago for me. Like, I think as an actor, knowing that you want to be an actor so young, you just kind of like, those things just happen. You just have already read it already when you're 6 years old.
Did you ever think that you'd be in something like this, a mashup of sorts?
I never knew something like this existed until it happened. It seems like that's kind of the thing that's becoming popular right now, to do these reinterpretations with music of things that generally don't have music. And no, I never saw this coming, which I think is so unique about it.
I mean, you're no stranger to the rock musical, obviously. Mm-hmm. You know, you were an American Idiot on tour. So
yes.
How was that in comparison to this? Obviously a larger scale.
Yeah, it was. I think that in comparison to this, I think, I don't know, they're very different.
Apples and oranges?
Yeah, I think so. The style, the vocal style, I think is helpful to have that under my belt. But otherwise, so different.
Obviously, the one sort of standout scene for me in Romeo and Juliet is the balcony. Mm-hmm. And everyone can sort of repeat that dialogue, even if you've, seen the show once. Mm-hmm. Have you ever done a grand gesture like that for love, or has someone ever done that for you?
I wish. No, maybe someday. I feel like I've thought about that a lot, like a hopeless romantic, but no, still waiting on that one.
Obviously, this is Shakespeare and Pat Benatar, but if you had your choices, what do you think about two other opposite things coming together? Have you ever thought about randomly putting a play with a genre of music or an artist?
I think it has been on my mind a lot because of a lot of this going on in Los Angeles right now. There hasn't been anything specific. I have several friends, actually, who are working to put things together, specific Shakespeare shows with other musical artists that I don't want to spoil for them when they make that happen. But there's some really cool things that other people have thought of that I just like. It is kind of getting the wheels turning.
This is a pretty unconventional space, the Rockwell. Yes. Since you were in the last run, what was sort of your favorite thing about performing in the middle of people?
It makes everybody a part of the show. You are forced to incorporate everyone. You can't ignore that someone is sitting right next to you while you're acting, and you can make them part of the show. And I love that because people are surprised. People don't expect that when you go see theater. You think you're just sitting and watching, and you get to Rockwell and there's a stage, but then someone's behind you and someone's to the side and someone's walking over the bar, and it's just like it's surprising in a really interesting, cool way.
So obviously you're in really close quarters. Has anything crazy happened during a performance?
I think maybe a couple of us have fallen. There's running around, there's choreographed fighting, so it can be dangerous if we're not careful. I don't think anything major's happened yet, but there's been some close calls.
Why should people come and see Romeo and Juliet, Love is a Battlefield?
I think people should come and see it because it brings together a lot of groups of people that normally you have your theater lovers, you have your music lovers, your specific Pat Benatar, and that kind of female rock music lovers, and the food is great, so foodies will love it, and people who like to go to the bar will love it because we have it's just all kinds of different things to enjoy in this one production.
An experience for the senses.
Exactly.
There we go. All right. Well, Nicci, thank you for sitting down with us. And everyone, make sure you go check out the show.